Hey, hello everybody. Douglas Blog here, a little bit late. Yes, I slept in. Can you all hear me all right? It is now Sunday, May 26th, 2019. It is going to be 72 degrees today in Portland after only being 56 yesterday and rainy. Hi, Jason. Hey, Lazy Eye Ranch. Hey, Danielle. Nice to see you. Mind Warriors. Hope you're well, Steve. Yes. Catherine, all the regulars are coming up here. And, it's not working. My little counter is not working. So at some point, I'd like someone to tell me how many people are watching, but not now. Today is the birthday of Miles Davis. Have any of you guys heard of him? Of course, anybody who's in the jazz has heard of Miles Davis. And then, of course, Dorothea Lange, the great photographer who documented migrants during the Great Depression. One of my great heroes, Dorothea Lange, got a Guggenheim Fellowship. Anthony, fighting out various battles. Yes, mine seems to be much the same battle. Inam Khan, do you walk help you in curing depression, curtailing? Yes, any sort of movement is good. The more vigorous, the better. You want to get your heart rate going, boom, 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 boom. Oh, hit my microphone. A little bit more so you can sweat, and that really gets the endorphins going. Ruth McGowan, nice to see you. Love to see you here. Well, tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. East Coast Pacific time, I'm putting up my new video, and it's really very cool. It's called the most important thing you can do to improve your health. So I want to hear from you guys. Raise your hand or say something. What do you think is the most important thing that you can do to improve your health? I want to hear some ideas. Exercise, diet, drugs, what do you think? Meanwhile, I'm going to send a text. Are you available after 1 p.m.? How's that for a distraction? Anyway, who said sleep? Kimberly, you get the gold prize. My God, meditation, have a hobby. Yes, Miles is a legend. Thank you, Lazy Eye. You and I should meet sometime. Being with loved ones, take the stairs instead of the elevator, exercise for anxiety. Yes, these are wonderful, but yeah, Patty. Well, I agree. Yes, that could basically be that is very important for health. I agree with you. Well, whoever said sleep, yes, exercise, diet, being with loved ones, all the things we talk about here. But sleep, I had no idea how important sleep was. Men who sleep 5 hours a night. Let's start again. Men who sleep 5 hours a night have testosterone levels equivalent to a man who's 10 years older. So if you're 60 years old and you don't sleep well, you're basically 70. I just turned 70. So unless I get my sleep, I'm going to be 80, and that's too much for me. It messes up with your immune function, your cardiovascular health. You can get cancer without enough sleep. Oh my God. All these horrible things. I recommend a video, a TED Talk by a guy named Matthew Walker. I'm going to put his name right down here. I want you to watch this. If anybody wants to know really what sleep is about, check this out. Anyway, my entire TED Talk, my entire video tomorrow is about sleep, what it does for you, and more importantly, what happens if you don't get enough. Do I offer private sessions? Yes. Email me and I will give you some information about that. DouglasBlog@gmail.com right here. So, hey, Yasim, nice to see you. Matthew Walker is brilliant. Ruth McGowan, tell me how you know about Matthew Walker. He is brilliant. He runs a sleep lab at Berkeley. Anyway, how many of you think you are getting enough sleep and good quality of sleep? Because if you aren't, there are some tips in his talk and in my talk, my video, that will tell you how to do it. So how many of you, what do you guys think? How many of you really, or who here is not satisfied with the quality or quantity of their sleep? Raise your hand. Hey, Bushram, nice to see you. Susan McDonald, I love you. Joey the Gent. How am I, doctor? Well, I'm going to go out and look at my tomato plants I planted yesterday. Yes, Beauty for Ashes. My goodness. You know what? Beauty for Ashes is something from the Bible. Joel Osteen talks about that. It means if you go through a really hard time, you're going to get something good as a result. What goes down must come up. Oh, yes. A week from this Friday, I'm going to be interviewed by Julie Hayes, who did this beautiful From the Ashes I Rise. She and her former therapist have a podcast. I want you to look it up because I'm going to be on it, a live interview at 11 a.m. Pacific time, Friday, June 7th. I got to get the name of it. It's called something The Guru. Good sleep at extreme dreams. Well, that's okay. Your process is something, Danielle. You wake up too early in phases, even though tend to get sleep. Okay, to start with, well, as long as you get back to sleep. No, my sleep is all over the place. Must get back into it. Patty Brady, you need to go to sleep at the same time every night, more or less, and to get up the same morning. Sleep hygiene, number 1. Regular sleep hours. Number 2, keep your room cool and dark. Okay, SMU Johnson. SMU Johnson from Canada. Why is Canada celebrating today, May 26th? Tell me, SMU Johnson, tell me why Canada is in a celebratory mood. Anyway, yes, I thought Jordan Peterson's videos, his thoughts on suicide prevention were unbelievable. I love this guy, even though I know some of his political views are controversial. In terms of psychology, he hits the nail on the head. I just saw the compassion oozing from him. I would love to meet him sometime. Bushra, I started reading your book, Healing from Depression. It's giving me strength. I've reduced my benzo from 3.75 to 3.35. I'm all right. Yay, Bushra from Pakistan. I'm glad you're here. Coco, expecting some light entertainment. Wow, great movie, beautiful animation. But the story grabbed my heart. I loved everything about it. Well, maybe I should watch it with Joan. I'm happy because of our U.S. friends who are celebrating Memorial Weekend. No, SMU Johnson. It's because the Toronto Raptors have now entered the NBA Finals for the first time in their 24-year-old franchise history. Does anybody here watch or follow basketball like I do? I played as a kid, loved it, followed my high school team. Yes. Damian Lillard, go Blazers, made it to the NBA Western Conference Finals. You can't sleep, never get more 3 hours at a time. Okay, Lazy Eye Ranch. Go back to bed after 3 hours if you can. You want to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep total, even if it's interrupted. Wow. I'm glad my book, Healing from Depression. Hey, everybody. Hey, Joan, I thought you were supposed to bring my book in here. Damn it. Sorry for the cursing. Up. Here we are. I apologize to Joan. This is the book that Bush was talking about. I wrote it 20 years ago. Everything I know about depression, recovery, anxiety recovery, health and healing is in this book. Amazon.com, you can get it on Kindle or a regular book. Please order it. Yeah, Rules for Life is wonderful. I should definitely get that book. It made him into a big celebrity. Kenny XXS, nice to see you. Hockey is fun, SMU. Yeah, of course, in Canada, hockey is king. Denya Cliff, but I go to who's in Toronto here? I'm telling you, Toronto must be celebrating. Jolie, I have no pleasure in anything more. Literally, well, that is the hallmark of depression. How are you treating it? Where are you going for help? Help is available. I've been down so long, it's been looked like up to me. 4 episodes, 5 hospitalizations. Here I am, still kicking and screaming at the age of 70. Mammoth Lake, California, beautiful place. Put that book in my Amazon Prime basket. Good for you, Steve Young. I'm telling you, when I'm long dead and gone, that book will still be out there. Cross your fingers. Any of you rich people, you could publish it for me if it ever goes out of print. You're taking Klonopin and Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin is a very, very good medication. Klonopin, of course, only as needed. You're in Kansas. Hey, Dorothy and you. Dorothea Lange, the great photographer, was born today. You should check her out. Speaking of Dorothy. Hey, time for a joke. Someone gave this to me last week. Here's the joke. I wanted to tell some jokes about unemployed people, but they're not working. What do you think? How can I make myself understand that I'm safe and no one can hurt me? Oh, Miss Z, nice to hear from you. Just keep to yourself over and over again. I am safe and secure. You know, the Lord is my shepherd. If you're into, basically Judeo, into the Bible, you know, God is watching over me. My higher power is keeping me safe. Affirmation after affirmation after affirmation. Put on beautiful music. Takes more than a pill to heal from depression. Yes, very good, Bushra. Don't you think depression's natural response to society is clear, unhealthy, and backwards? Absolutely, Rob. That's a part of it. There's a very, very good book that I recommend to everybody. It's called Lost Connections. And he is absolutely right. Part of why people are depressed in this culture because the culture itself is unhealthy. But guess what? I knew that in the 1960s. That was how the counterculture was criticizing America and Western culture in general. So yes, that's part of it. The world is screwed up, yes, but there is still beauty. There is still love. One of my group members is having a baby tonight. There is plenty of beauty in the world. And, as far as injustice, we have to work to end it. That's why, I'm part of a number of really cool organizations, including the Farm Sanctuary that rescues mistreated animals. Oh my God, Jason, here we go again. Another great, you said you wrote your depression book 20 years ago. Have you considered a revised new edition? No, I haven't changed anything in the book. It's just as pertinent as is. Hey, look at Shakespeare. People are reading Shakespeare 500 years later. I'm no Shakespeare, but a truth is a truth is a truth. Human nature is human nature. No, SMU Johnson, the book is still, it's like the Bible. I swear by it. May God bless me. Well, God bless you, Jolie the Gent. I know you can get better. Abdullah, yes, Saudi Arabia, Jeddah City. Hey, a good friend of mine used to work there and live there. Steve Young, the Mind Warrior, says, I'm now into my 7th week of using my visualization technique. I saw my doctor on Thursday. He's so proud of my self-improvement. Tell me about it. I did a webinar on affirmations and visualizations. I really strongly believe in visualizations. By the way, could someone tell me how many people are watching right now? And by the way, the $, yes, it's time for someone to make a donation to this channel. Do you know that YouTube has cut my views by 50%? I more than that, actually. From 15,000 every 2 days to 5,000. What the hell is going on? That's 2/3. I don't know what to say about it, but all I can do is make videos and share the information I know with you guys. 61 people, that's not too bad, thank you. And what does inshallah mean? Daniel S. Sounds like a Muslim name. It's cold and raining here in SoCal. The air pressure causes frequent trigeminal neuronal attacks. Yes, the sunshine will come back. The pain is unreal. Kimberly, what do you think about affecting subconscious mind? Absolutely. That's why you have to watch what you say. Watch your words. They will come back to haunt you. Don't say, God almighty, I'm always, I never have enough money. I never have enough money. No, say, I'm a prosperous person, my cup runneth over, things like that. Yes, it means God willing. Thank you, Joey the Gent. That's beautiful. I believe in God willing. Does anyone have experience with borderline personality disorder? Yes, me. I've experienced with a lot of people who live on the East. They're as much as depressed as we are, but they're more silent. Yeah. Well, yes, I had a good friend who had BPD. There's something called dialectical behavioral therapy. It's called DBT. And you should definitely check it out if anybody who has borderline personality disorder. Zoloft helps people for some people for anxiety. Christian, absolutely. Hey, Exotic Enigma, how are you doing? I hope you're feeling a little bit better. Yes, I'm enjoying the coolness because I know the blistering heat is coming. Rob C., where do you live? How do you know the inner critic talks so badly and is a bully? Because I have my own, and I've worked with people for 20 years, and I've read about it. Who here has a bad inner critic? Does anyone put themselves down? Does anyone criticize themselves? Does anyone tell yourself you're a loser? Let me know. That's the inner critic. I haven't looked up Mind in the UK yet. I will. Riverside, well, that's Southern California. Why do we think about the past so much? Because we human beings have a brain that can think about the past and the future. That's the way it works. But we want to bring ourselves back into the present. That's where health and healing are. What does your bad inner critic say to you, SMU Johnson? Inner critic here? Yep. A lot of people, one of the cardinal signs of major depression is putting yourself down, being hard on yourself, feeling you're worthless. I recite your wisdom to myself daily about not fortune telling how to deal with catastrophic thoughts and about my health in the future. Hey, Mark, it's not my wisdom. It's from a book called Feeling Good by David Burns. It's eternal wisdom. Do you think anything I'm saying is new? There is nothing new under the sun, ladies and gentlemen. Everything I'm telling you, everything Jordan Peterson is telling you, everything the Bible is telling you, it's all wisdom, truth. It always exists, and it's all there for our taking. Isn't that wonderful? There's so much information out there all over the place, books, the internet. We all have access to it. It's no longer esoteric. We have the wisdom of the ages. We just have to apply it. Easier said than done. You seriously thought about ECT therapy? Well, I did it. My mother did it. Some of my group members did it. It all helped us. So, Bimar Tersil, thank you for your help. We love you. Thank you. Where do you come from? I love potatoes over Prozac. Better blood sugar, way better mood. Taco, did you get that because of me? Tell people about how important it is to control your blood pressure. No more Hostess Twinkies. No more Hostess Twinkies. No more Drake's Ringdings I had at the East Coast. Anybody who grew up on the East Coast in the 60s? Drake's Ringdings were my favorite. Pure sugar. Jared9, I dig you're a great person for doing this and what you do. Well, thank you. Well, maybe one of you can hit the, I hate to sound mercenary like the people over at the OPB television, but you know, donations do help keep this station alive. So anyone wants to donate would be great. Oh my God, Jason, how do you stop worrying so much? Take a deep breath. Oh, the NAMI walk was fantastic, Catherine. What you do is you just close your eyes and say, cancel, cancel. You bring yourself into the present, feel your body, look around, just bring yourself back from the future. Does EFT help? Yes, some people, emotional freedom technique. You're so alone, I don't get it. No, guess what, Candy XX? Everybody in the relationship struggles. That's an illusion, and you can meet the right person. You know, just believe in that and put yourself out there. The critic starts from your parents. You're absolutely right, Trendsetter. That's we internalize a lot of our self-criticism from our parents. Speaking of which, the first person who makes a donation will get a free copy of this chart. Self-care activities to improve your mood, boost your psychological immune system. I've been working with this chart for over 20 years. Be careful of sugar spikes, absolutely. Some more jokes. We need some more jokes. My kingdom for a joke. Why was the Scarecrow a successful neurosurgeon? He was outstanding in his field. I know I've told that. YouTube has really been messing with. Thank you, Taco Platter. $5.49. Send me your email address. I'll send you that diagram. Yes. How do you know YouTube has been messing with your favorite channels, Lazy Eye Ranch? You mean I'm not the only one? You mean I don't have a persecution complex? Thank you, Steve Young. Steve is a mensch, as we say in Yiddish. Another 10-pound donation. Thank you. What am I drinking? Oh, this here. This is coffee, almond milk, and some really good protein powder by a company from British Columbia called Vega, V-E-G-A. They make really good vegan products. Yes. Yes, I know you used to be beaten up by your sister. Bushra, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm glad you're healing. Low self-esteem. He's got a gag over his mouth, a Hannibal Lecter's mouth guard. Wow. Yes, very good. I was raised with intrusive thoughts and OCD overthinking for years. It suddenly went away. Well, good for you, you lucky thing. Okay, thank you for your email address. I'm going to copy and paste that. Taco Platter. You don't have to tell us your real name. I'd love to hear it. But so Steve, what about Mind in Great Britain? What does that actually do? Is that like a self-help group? How do I recommend dealing with shame during your divorce? Tell yourself you're a good person. Over 50% of people in America who get married go through divorce. You're not unique. You're not flawed. Sometimes it just works out that way. No insurance for ECT, but I have the Jesus. Well, I believe in spiritual healing, so that's a good thing. But ECT, you know, God also gives us doctors, so it shouldn't be spiritual or medical, you know, faith or works. It's a combination of the two. Benjil 71590, tell yourself you're a good person, you deserve to be happy. I know it's mentioned just early in the live chat. What are the various safety plans when put in place to prevent suicide? If you offer multiple types of plans, it would be helpful. Well, I'm writing a book on that. Actually, Anthony, if you give me your email address, I'll send you a slideshow I made on it. Essentially, reach out for support, stay connected, and tell yourself the 4 magic words that can save anybody's life who's going through a dark time. And here it is, right here, everybody. This I want you to write down. I know it's a cliche, except I can't basically type because I don't know. Let's try it again. Tell yourself over and over again that whatever you're dealing with, no matter how grim, is only temporary. The only thing constant in the universe is change. Make sure if you're feeling down, make sure you have someone to talk to. If you need to go to the hospital because it's a permanent solution to a temporary condition, I've worked with many people in that state and they've all come through and they're all well. Are there safety plan templates online for free? There are many. Thank you, Daniel S. Hey, I love you. You're in Houston. Been back to Joel Osteen's support church yet? There's a drop-in center where you can meet counselors who offer therapy and support. Is that for MIND? Cancel cancer really helps, she says. Hey, by the way, MD Nixon, did you get my response to you last night? Yes, I think it's possible to be happy regardless of your parents, MD Nixon. First, you have to basically move out of the house, and then you have to put distance between you and them. You can still contact them, but you need to live your own life. And every time you have a negative thought that came from them, say cancel, cancel, you can recreate your mind, first time victim, second time volunteer. But it's a lot of work. I had a lot of conditioning from my mother, God bless her. But I think I've worked through it. I better have. I'm 70 years old. How to combat loneliness, not an easy thing to do. I need to do a video on that. In America, we have meetup.com. Take a class. It's something you're interested in. You audit Walmart cardboard recycling bales every Sunday. What do you mean by no? What was my question? Hit the bell, everyone. It helps the algorithm. Oh yes, you mean like in terms of YouTube? Okay, Mobius Zero, I know you have these dark thoughts. You just should not really put them out here because they're not going to go on the channel. You ask if I've been to church? Oh, did I? Well, to Joe Osteen, that's right, thank you. Well, doesn't he have Wednesday night services also? People coming into the channel, Joey the Gent, I don't know what that means, but I hope there are because, again, YouTube has really cut my views by 60%. I don't know if they've cut my views. Something's going on. I'm not going to blame them. I'm very grateful. Thank you, Google. Thank you, Google, for offering this opportunity. Tagaplama, how do you beat the conditioning? You recondition yourself. You substitute new tapes for old tapes. That's why I believe so much in affirmations. Switching my megs from Prestige to low dose Effexor. Any experience with Effexor? I had a bad experience with Effexor, but don't go by me. A lot of people it's helped. So one man's meat's another man's poison. So yes, Effexor is a good medication, but start slow and talk to your psychiatrist. Choms! Is following the Ice Hockey World Championship, you mean in Canada? Yes, I follow it obliquely. I used to do a lot more following of hockey when I was growing up. I think Big Farm is doing something to ask channels like yours helping people on that. Really? I don't think they would, Big Farm would. I mean, I don't discount medication, so. Couldn't even get a response here. I am out. Wait. Matronista, don't leave. I didn't even. Do you know how many comments and questions there are, Matronista? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you, but these things I need to cut down on that. I need to make the time longer in between these comments because by the time I answer a question, 7 more have come. So please don't take it personally. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your comment. I didn't even see it. Okay. I need to basically switch this so you guys have to take more time in between comments. I don't know what rejection sensitive dysphoria is, but I can mean it's. Oh my God, my phone is ringing. Well, I just turned it off. What's the most powerful to do when you have social anxiety, Christian? Exposure. Wow. Yes, bipolar disorder, Shelley Knight, you don't need antidepressants. Mood stabilizers is what people do. Tricyclic antidepressants, which much better. That's good, MD Nixon. I'm glad you found them. Thank you. I'm taking 37.95 milligrams tonight of Effexor. The people are stressed. Please don't stress the doctor out. LOL. Well, I'm not being stressed out. I just have to basically change the amount of time you guys get to ask questions. How many people are here now, by the way? Okay, to whom is it safe to share and be vulnerable about depression? Should you look for specific groups? Yes, support groups, people you trust, family, friends who understand, otherwise your therapist. All right, Canada, Finland, wow. 10x slot, I don't know what that means. You're only human. The client's per, guys be respectful, don't ask too many questions before he answers one of them. Good multitasking. All right, thanks a lot for the updated numbers. I won't ask that again, there's around 60 people. A joke, my kingdom for a joke. Open up to this book. What do birds do before they work out? They do their warm-ups, oh my God. Hey, dinosaurs used to have bills too. What do they use to pay their bills? Tyrannosaurus checks. I love that. I loved dinosaurs when I was growing up. You know, I used to play baseball. Sometimes I was really spaced out. I wondered why the ball was getting better. I wondered why the ball was getting bigger, and then it hit me. All right. So it is now 12:28. We have a half hour left. Please ask your questions. I appreciate the 2 donations. Did you watch Dame Edna Everage? Not yet. What is she? Is she a YouTube person, and what does she basically talk about? I'll write that down right here. Oh, thank you, SMU Johnson. Wire goes not allowed in the liquor store. They steal all the booze. Oh my God. What is the difference between a hippo and a zippo? One is really heavy, the other is a little lighter. Now that's cute. Oh my God. Now that is very cute, Shelley. Now, where'd you get that one? I'm going to basically use that on my next. Whoops, if I can highlight it. Oh my goodness, too much to do. Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste this and use this in my next video. Thanks. How do you deal with emotional vampires? Says Selena. Basically, just stay away. Betty Boop, I love your name. A famous cartoon character. Hello and thank you so much. Can you say a quick hello to my mom, Mary? Hey, Mary, hang in there. It will get better. Depression is treatable. You can heal. You can be restored. It's happened to me. It's happened to millions of people. Keep the faith, Mary. All right. How do I know? Do I know Katie Morton? Yes. She and I had lunch together. No, I'm just joking. But yes, I know her channel. She's a therapist. She's unbelievably well versed and very, very good. It is safe to come into the acceptance of depression. Yes, Catherine. It's as long as you have it, don't fight it. Embrace it. Okay, how do you find the courage to talk about your healing journey? Well, I love to talk. That was one of the things I did as a kid. No, you know what Elie Wiesel said, the great Holocaust survivor? Anybody who has survived an ordeal needs to tell their story. That's all of us, not just me. So it's an imperative to do so. I think I'm having an existential crisis. Should I seek help? You should always seek help, Big Oak. That's what that's what counselors, therapists, and advisors, and priests, and ministers, and rabbis are there for. Go find a good counselor. Share your trials with somebody. It's always better when you reach out. Okay, Nigel Davis, comedian from Oz, bases in UK. Okay, I'll listen to her. What do I think about two people dating up depression? Beneficial, could be deadly? Well, Joan, my partner, and I both suffer from depression. We've been together for 34 years. I know a lot of people who have met in my support groups who later on became part of it. So it's okay. You know each other's illness. You can basically be sort of supportive of each other. Just make sure you're both working on yourselves. I wish I lived in the era before technology. Well, a lot of people feel that way, but technology is good. Otherwise, you and I wouldn't be chatting. Yes, creative writing is very good. One of the things in this, right here, I'm sure you can see it. It says creative self-expression. That's one of the self-care activities to improve your mood. Again, tomorrow, Monday, 7 a.m. Pacific time, I'm putting up a new video on the most important thing you can do to improve your health. Get a good night's sleep. It is so important. Listen to Matthew Walker on a TED Talk. I'm telling you, this can add years to your life and cut down illness. You know what happens twice a year? We go back and forth, say daylight savings time to regular time in America. Well, guess what? The Monday after daylight savings time starts in April, 20% more car accidents, 20% more heart attacks, 20% more acting out in classrooms. That's what happens when people's sleep gets disrupted. All right, so I hope I impressed that upon you. No one laughed at my last two jokes, by the way. Why did the golfer buy new pants? Because you had a hole-in-one. Yes. SMU Johnson, you're a crack-up. Yes. Been reading a new book about glue. I can't put it down. What about anti-gravity book? I can't put that down either. MD Dixon, decided to grow my hair out as I try to change my thinking and want to change my looks too. Well, I love long hair. They should stop daylight savings time. You're right, trendsetter, or they should keep it and not change it back to regular time. Yeah. No, time zones are important, SMU Johnson. Celia, Markham, I'm glad you laughed out loud. Another call coming in. I have no idea who it is, but I'm going to basically not take it. Selena, look up The Art of the War to deal with your job and the people who aren't too close to you. Not violence, just strategy. Looks like a good idea to me. Big Oak, it's difficult to reach out with social anxiety, a bunch of agoraphobia. You're right, Big Oak. Then what about finding one therapy? Okay. Okay, one-on-one therapist. So, I have no idea what here it is. I'm going to tell this person to stop annoying me. Okay. Here we go. I do a live chat every Sunday between 12 and 1 p.m. That person will stop calling. Is what on YouTube? Yes. Matthew Walker, look under TED Talks. He's on there. Very funny. MD Nixon, I like it. Big Oak, it's the fear factor. Yes, it is the fear factor. But you know, you can overcome social anxiety and agoraphobia with the right kind of therapy. There's something called exposure. We had a guy who came to my group who was petrified of people, but the group was only 6 people. He got used to them, and then he expanded his world. Oh my God. SMU Johnson, your jokes are amazing. I'd rather date someone who understands mental illness. As a man I've been friends with a couple of years that I'd like to get to know better. I don't know how to start. We are both too shy. Well, just go out and have some coffee with him. Just start getting to know him. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. You know, all marriage, the basis of all marriage is friendship, in case you haven't figured that out. I don't mean to sound, kind of, I don't know what it is, but yes, the basis of all romantic love is ultimately friendship, or at least marriage anyway. Should I be taking my Remeron pills at night? Patricia Monsieur, well, that's something between you and your doctor. People normally take them at night because they're sedating and they help with sleep. So yeah, but I mean, that's what people normally do. But again, you need to ask your doctor. How do you help the apprehensive feeling and just enjoy my day? I want to relax? Well, just try to focus on the here and now. And if you feel apprehensive, go do 25 jumping jacks or do some intense exercise. That'll get the anxiety out of your system. What do you call a sad strawberry? A blueberry. Shelley, you're telling some really good jokes. MD Nixon says, I'm laughing my ass off right now. Nice joke. Shelley and I, where do you live and where are you getting these good jokes? I mean, I love your little jokes. They're cute. What do you call a large Italian fried? A bigamist? Don't understand that one. What do you think about microdosing LSD, Selena? Well, I know a lot of people are microdosing mushrooms. I know that the Food and Drug Administration is actually doing trials of psilocybin mushrooms for healing from depression and anxiety. I knew that LSD is a much more intense and radical and electric drug, so, I wouldn't recommend it, but, I'm not giving advice over the internet, so I'm going to take that back. All I can tell you is that the FDA is now doing clinical trials with mushrooms. Okay, Patricia says, I've been oxycodone free for 2 months, and is tramadol a great substitute? I don't know what tramadol is. Hopefully it's a prescription drug. Encore Fashion says, hi Doug, will you go back and look at the comments? I asked the question, please email me. Sure, Kimberly, if you want to ask it again, I have so much work to do. Ask your question a second time and I'll try to answer it now, otherwise I'll look back. Well, it's working for you, whatever tramadol is. How did you learn to be good at jokes? Me? I don't know. They're all over the place. Cut down on my meds with it, but it's very expensive. I think tramadol is, I'll have to look it up. Are the mushrooms you talk about the only ones they sell on Amazon? I don't know what they sell on Amazon except everything. They can't sell mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms on Amazon. Although they did legalize them in Colorado. Yes, yes, yes. Psilocybin mushrooms are now legal in Colorado, you guys. But, I doubt if they're sold on Amazon. I mean, it's considered a crime in many, many states, probably the federal government too. Is it true that you can buy antidepressants, benzos, and opiates from the supermarket in the U.S.? It's sold here in Germany, not in the United States. No, those are prescription drugs. Also Oregon, says Selena. I don't know what you mean, but yes. I haven't heard from the other question by that woman. I've already forgotten her name. So ask it again. It was Kimberly. That was your first name. You have Lyme disease. Wow. I hear that's pretty serious. What kind of creative activities do I do, Catherine? I solve chess problems. I go bike riding, and I write scripts for YouTube videos. That's very creative. You need to move to Colorado. It's a beautiful state. CBD, I mean, help me cut down my pills and CBD, but it's expensive. It's very expensive. Right now, in New Seasons, a local supermarket, they're actually selling CBD over the counter. They have a whole section on it, man. It's become so popular. Tramadol is a pain pill I used to steal from my mother. I guess it must be a prescription. Does anyone know of any antidepressants that don't affect REM sleep? Excellent question, Taco Planner. The answer is no, but you should definitely talk to your doctor or your pharmacist. Thank you, Steve Young. Selena, mushrooms legal in Oregon, psilocybin? No, they're not. Tramadol is a very dangerous opioid. I'm sure all opioids are dangerous. Can the mood disorders affect the skin? Any stress can, yes. But, I don't know about mood disorders, but, stress-related disorders definitely affect the skin. How do you get things done when your brain tells you, whoops, I can't read that, that you can't do it and won't succeed? You got to talk back to your brain, Super Silver J, and say, yes, I can. You need to take that negative voice and just, contradict it. By the way, we haven't had a donation for quite some time. It's 12:40. We're 2/3 of the way through. I would love to send somebody another chart. And here's the most proud thing I've ever done. It's called When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, written back in '97, right after I came out of my illness. It's my memoir, free ebook for anybody who donates $5 or more. It's the basis of healing from depression. It's the most proud thing I've ever, it's the best thing I've ever written, in my opinion. How do you handle fear of not healing? Come back to the present, Catherine. Just tell yourself, in the here and now, I am well, and the healing will come. It's Memorial Day weekend. Today, my wife and I, Joan, are going to go out to the Willamette National Cemetery. It's a military cemetery and visit the graves of her parents. A lot of people in America go to grave sites and put flowers on their loved ones' graves on Memorial Day weekend. Xanax misuse gave me a seizure. Yes, well, that's true. Any sort of benzo can give you a seizure if you go off them too quickly. Yeah, Anthony Nielsen, I can't tell you why CBD only helped you for 10 or 20 minutes, but everybody's response to medications is so idiosyncratic. Thank you, Selena. I'm glad I gave you a response to, I don't know what it was. You have to realize, guys, that I've started riding a bike for depression. How long and how often should I ride? Cade from Australia, you should ride as much as you can. I use that, my God, I'm going to go on a bike ride tomorrow. I used to ride 5 or 6 times a week, as much as you can fit it into your schedule, and not overwork yourself. You can build up and become more and more, have more and more endurance over time. Bike riding is a very wonderful thing to do. I have a whole video on it. If you email me, I'll send it to you. Yes, Kate, I think I have your email address anyway, but do send it to me. And here is my email address. If I can find it. I need to put it on here. DouglasBlock@gmail.com. And by the way, yes, I do have a Patreon account. It's a crowdsource funding channel that I use to have monthly subscriptions so I can do this work. Let's try this. www.patreon.com/DouglasBlock. Anybody who wants to become a sustaining member of the channel can go there. Candy X says, I like Xanax. I wish I could take it every day. Yeah, you don't want to take it every day. You do not want to become dependent on that or any benzo. So it's a good thing you're not taking it every day. What didn't you see, Joey the Gent? Yes, Zyprexa makes you fat. It does put on weight. You're absolutely right, MD Nixon. But for some people, I have a former group member who was in the hospital, had a psychotic break, and Zyprexa cleared his mind right up. And he's very thin, so a few extra pounds aren't going to hurt anything. Doctor, put the paper higher. Are you talking about the Patreon? You mean this right here? www.patreon.com/Douglas Block. That's anybody who wants to go and become a sustaining member of this channel can do so. I'll even type it here. Remember, anybody who does a super chat donation will get $5 or more. We'll get a free copy ebook of my memoir, and there's my Patreon channel if anybody wants to go visit. You're from BC. You're right up the I-5 corridor. Joey the Gent, did I put the paper higher enough for you? Yeah, British Columbia is amazing. What's the best sport against depression? Anything that gets you moving, sweating, and your heart rate up. Anyone take buspirone? Is that what is it? I forgot the trade name. Buspar. I took it once. It wasn't very helpful. When I get my paycheck, I have to send you my appreciation. Well, absolutely, you can do it through Patreon, or you can send me a one-time donation using PayPal. Hey, Luke, nice to see you. By the way, if you want to donate by PayPal, you just use this address, my email address. Thank you, SMU Johnson. You've written me before. I appreciate it. I hope you have my ebook. If not, let me know. Did you hear about the Italian chef who died recently? He passed away. You are, right. You are trying to find the worst jokes possible, and you were succeeding. Good work, SMU Johnson. Hey, what do you mean by hell? And where did I say, oh, when you're going through hell? Hell is a state of consciousness that you have extreme suffering that appears to have no end. That's why people often, will think about ending it all when they're in a deep depression, because they're in pain and they don't see any hope of it stopping, but there is always hope. This too shall pass. Tell yourself that over and over again. This too shall pass. I have cash on me, not in my account. Well, what can I tell you? Buspirone and Buspar are the same thing, Selena. Same exact drug. Did the Italian chef die alive? Hey, Universal, nice to see you. What should you, Luke, and what was the question you had when you say what should you do? I'm not quite sure what the question was. Hi. Okay, so what should I do in terms of what? Depression? Go seek treatment. Go find help. There's lots of it. I'm embarrassed, that's why I mentioned. No need to be embarrassed, Joey the Gent. The best sport to combat depression is the one you enjoy the most, says Lazy Eye Ranch. I'm not athletic, but I love to blast upbeat music and dance recklessly with abandon. New joining in, Muse Rhythm, nice to see you. Do you have any questions you want to ask? And Luke, so again, when you say, what should I do? I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. Please elaborate. Kimberly, I'm sorry I haven't heard from you again, but I will try to look you up and send you an email about your question. Well, we have 15 minutes left. Move and sweat daily. Kimberly, you're right on the money. That's the thing to do. Move and sweat. Best exercise is anything that gets you moving and sweating. Thank you, Kimberly. Very well said. Well, did you ever have a world tour spreading your good words as public appearances? I'd love to meet you in England. Yeah, well, go ahead and get some people rounded up to see me and pay for my plane fare. I'd love to come to England. I used to live there briefly. Best ways to deal with depression with little support? Go ahead and practice self-care and try to get as much help from outside as you can. Find a good counselor. In America, cities, we have low cost or free therapists. What do you call a belt made out of watch straps? A waste of time. Oh my God. Now that is very, very good. SMU Johnson, that is a good joke. I'm going to copy and paste that. Thank you for your donation. Don't sit in alone. Why is Peter Pan flying alone all the time? He never lands. Oh my God. This is amazing. Yes, that was a very good joke, and I'm going to cut and paste it right now. All right. So let's go back to our live chat after I cut and pasted it. Thank you, MD SMU Johnson, for their generous donation. Do you think I'm a horrible person? Absolutely not. I've never met you. And even if I did meet you, I wouldn't think you're horrible. If you think that about yourself, that's your negative self-talk coming from your bad depression. Luke, I think you need to go find someone like a good counselor therapist who will start giving you the positive feedback you desire, or you deserve, really. Why do you put Ramana Maharshi photo? Because I love Ramana Maharshi. I've seen a video on him. I know about his work. He's a very high Indian saint, and I love to be surrounded by spiritual people. Joey the Gent, Selena, what state are you in? And this chat light up my day, I swear it. Well, thank you, Joey. Selena Markham, I have dour. Well, I'm not quite sure what that means. Depression is coming with bad thoughts? Absolutely. That's one of the symptoms of depression. Negative self-talk, negative thoughts. You know what Lily Tomlin, the American comedian, said? Things will get worse before they get worse. Negative thoughts about the future, about oneself, and about the world. That's what depression does. It messes with your mind, ladies and gentlemen. Depression messes with your mind. We got to go get some help and to get our minds put on, back on, to see life through a different lens, not through a lens darkly, as Paul the Apostle said, but through a lens clearly. 4 years sobriety. Nice work, Selena. For all my dark humor guys out there, why did Michael Jackson get kicked out of school therapy? Because he ate all the kids' wieners. Oh my God. That is very bad. Steve Young says, Luke, proceed. With the right help, you'll learn to love yourself is all. We need to appreciate ourselves and give ourselves respect. That is Steve Young, one of my favorite mind warriors. Go, Steve. I like it, but Doug probably won't leave it out loud. SMU Johnson. Well, I don't even know what it is, but since I was alone, off-grid, a mile from nearest neighbor, I can sing as loudly as I want. I have a repertoire of silly songs. Well, why don't you sing them now, or at least give us the lyrics? I'm a criminal, okay, and I'm 16. Suffer from depression. Life is hard for me. You're not a criminal, Luke. Don't label yourself that way. You're someone who committed a crime or broke the law, but do not tell yourself, I'm a criminal. What you are is a child of God, a child of the universe, and in your soul, in your spirit, you are perfect and complete. Don't confuse what you did with who you are. You know what they say? Hate the sin, but love the sinner. And you're not a sinner, of course, but please make a distinction between what you did and who you are. I'm not a depressed person. I'm someone who suffers from depression. See how that feels. It's different. Did you hear about David Goggins? He was depressed and 300 pounds, but lost 106 in 3 months. Became a Navy SEAL. Wow. That is a transformation. Number one rule for depression, don't believe what you think. And I actually have a video on that. Thank you, Muse Rhythm. That is wonderful. Luke, don't believe what you think. You're a good person. Joey DeGen, God bless you, all my friends. You're good inside. And the example is the doctor in front of our screen. What doctor? I don't even have I'm a survivor, just like you guys. But thank you for calling me a doctor. I'm a doctor. I have a PhD in suffering. How's that? I broke the law too many times. Okay, well, you did, but you're only 16. Your whole life is ahead of you. You can start anew. Oh my God, look at Malcolm X. He was in prison and became a great leader. You know, a lot of people in prison have started new lives. Joey the Gen says, you can change. Trust me, I know. Ask all the questions you want, Luke. I found the Art of War video on YouTube. I love David Goggins. Very inspiring. Yes. I have a serious question about your depression book available in PDF format. I probably will buy the real copy, but anyway, it's available on Kindle. It's available on Kindle. And PDF, no, but when going through Hell Don't Stop is. Kimberly, you're a genius. The brain does not form till about 25. You're right. Luke, your brain is still forming. You can make all sorts of wonderful changes. Joey Denon says, to me, you're way better than a doctor. Thank you for the compliment. Can you name one book to deal with anxiety other than yours? Yes. There's a great book out there. It's been around forever. It's called the Anxiety and Phobia Workbook. There's so many good books on anxiety. That's one. And the other's a book that I used for one of my most popular video. It's called Rewire Your Anxious Brain. Those are two amazing books on anxiety. Okay, we have 8 minutes left. Keep your questions coming. Romo Samira, what do you think of approved and controlled use of psychedelic drugs in treatment of depression? I think they are valid. These experiments were happening in the 50s, and the FDA is. I'm not okay. So I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to prescribe anything. I'm saying, I think that if the FDA is looking into them, and they become legal for treatment, I think that's something you should talk to your doctor about. My boss told me to have a good day, so I went home. That's brilliant, Sanji S. I love that joke. I'm stealing all your jokes, everybody. PhD in suffering. You like that, huh? Okay. MD Nixon says, I actually think that our words and choice of words can truly affect. Yes, absolutely right. Doug's books are on Kindle. Stephen Fry went to prison. Yeah, Stephen Fry is a great, great actor. Do you have to go through bad things, I think, to get to your life you want? Sometimes that is absolutely right. That's why I say when going through hell, don't stop. You've never been to prison? Well, that's good, Luke. I'm glad you haven't. Having a prison record can be a really hard cross. What else do people have to say? Did you get my stuff about the two books? Best book on mindfulness? Oh, there's something called The Mindful Way Through Depression. There's so many books on mindfulness. Just go through a bookstore and look through them. They're all good. Why did Michael or Chris? Oh, hey, Shelley and I. No more jokes about Michael Jackson, okay? Why? I meant to. So Black Magic, good job keeping the positivity going. Well, I haven't seen Black Magic's comment, but I'm sure it's good. Dorothy, hi Patty, I've never seen you before. Thank you for your generosity. Why are SSRIs so widely prescribed when we know they're so harmful and ineffective? Well, Luke, I'll answer your question in a moment. People harm themselves when they are despairing that they'll ever get better and when they're in tremendous pain that they can't cope with. That's why people harm themselves. Now, SSRIs, why are they so widely prescribed? Well, A, there's a lot of money in them, and two, believe it or not, they do help some people. They didn't help me, and for some people, they can be a disaster. But I do have to tell you that it's not that simple. I have a young guy who went on Prozac. He was 25 years old. It allowed him to heal so he could actually graduate from college. So you're right, Dorth. SSRIs are harmful and ineffective much of the time, but not all of the time. And I do think that people should try to use these self-care activities first if they can. But if these are not enough, then SSRIs are a good second choice. Whatever the case, if you have a mental health disorder, you should be under the care of a mental health professional, a social worker, psychologist, psychiatrist, nurse practitioner, and you guys can decide on the best treatment. And sometimes SSRIs are helpful. But I agree with you. I do think they're overprescribed, and I do think they can be dangerous. Hey, they sent me into 2 major depressive episodes. Anything by John Prine is fun. Sing, says Leslie Iran. She's a great, great country singer. I never needed them, but now I'm stuck with them. I don't know what you're stuck with, Joey the Gent. Okay, thanks, Darth. I love your name, and thank you for the donation. Would you like to get a copy of that chart? Send me your email address. How do people go through crazy people go through? They take the psychopath. Man, these are really, they're so bad, they're good. What can I tell you? I love the one about the boss. That's very, very funny. Well, we have 3 minutes left. Anybody have any final comments? I'm going to have breakfast, man. I woke up really late and I got here without breakfast, so I'm sacrificing my hunger for you guys, but in 3 minutes I'm going to eat. Does it make you a bad person if you torment animals? Because I used to do that when I was 3 to 8. A lot of children do that. I used to shoot rubber bands at my cat. You're not a bad person. You just did bad things. But I'm glad you're not doing it anymore. And yes, ask the universe for forgiveness. Maybe pray to Saint Francis of Assisi. He's the patron saint of animals. But no, you're not a bad person. You're never a bad person, even if you did bad things. Again, forgive yourself. And you know how to make up for that? Go volunteer at a animal shelter and treat animals with kindness. You can make up for anything negative that you did. If in your heart you want to basically ask for forgiveness and do something redemptive, I believe that people can redeem themselves even if they've done bad things. So yeah, do something nice for animals. Give some money to the Humane Society, even though you probably don't have any disposable cash. Okay, I used to take citalopram, says Steve Young, Surtex and sertraline, but over 10 months ago I've been free and doing practical things to be well in control. Good work, Steve Young. How to cope with overthinking? Essentially, stop thinking by exercising, breathing hard, and get into mindfulness. Any ghost encounters? I don't know what ghost encounters are. How do I deal with my flashbacks? That's tough. You should go see a therapist who deals with PTSD and work on that. But you can let go of them. Luke, I wish you a good life. Come back next week. Remember, you're not bad because you broke the law. You're not a bad person. Your brain is still forming. You can be healed. Be positive. Spread love. All time will heal, I believe. You're right, Selena. Beautiful, beautiful thoughts. I love that. I live down in Canyon, 2 miles of the paved road. I'm going to start calling the psychopath. Start my parents early, says Mobius Zero, but sadly that's all I truly believe now. I'm sorry if I made anyone easy. Don't worry, just stay on your medication and go connect with your therapist, your psychiatrist on a regular basis. Joey the Gent says, everyone can change for the best. I used to hunt birds with a BB gun at 12. Now I would feel bad if I'm not hunting to eat. All right. Also, it's pathetic if I can't even get a retail job and have a college degree. Well, I couldn't get a job until I was 35, so there you have it. And ghost encounter means seeing ghosts. No, I have not seen ghosts in this incarnation, except the ghosts of my past, but not like things that talk to me. Why don't you ever see elephants hunting in trees, but they're so good at it? I don't get that joke. Anyway, thank you for your donation, S.B. Johnson. Every time he makes a bad joke, I get $5. Hey, that's great. Ghosts eat goulash. That's very nice. That's funny. Stay safe and be well. We all love you. Steve Young, thank you for your positive thoughts. Love your help, Douglas. Can you do a video on dealing with negative people? Yeah, that's a great question. I guess I need to do that. I'll make a note of it right now. Anyway, it's 1 o'clock exactly. My computer is in the red zone, meaning it's running out of power. Any final thoughts before I move on? You can still donate after I'm off the air, or if you want to basically send me something using PayPal, you can just, that's my PayPal address. Can you retrain the subconscious? Yes, you can. Read a book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Wow, you have, Black Magic says, I'm the guy who mentioned that he had PTSD and anhedonia. After pushing myself to go to events, I'm having the best 3 days that I can have in the whole last year. Thank you. Well, good for you for moving past your discomfort. Be safe. Have a blessed day. I'm going to go out to the cemetery, pay respects to my Joan's mother and father. You will buy my depression book? Yes, it's on Kindle on Amazon. You can retrain with affirmations. Thank you very much, Kimberly. Moby Zill, stay safe, everyone. God bless. Wow. Yes, universal, the mind is a very powerful thing. Well, enjoy the Memorial Day weekend, you guys in America. Next time I see you, it will be the 2nd of June. Summer is coming. Cheer up, all you people with SAD. The sun is shining, and until I see you again, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. And remember, tomorrow, May 27th, check out my new video on sleep. Okay, adios.